Hey guys, so I'm going to be giving some tips and tricks today on how to get your hair from this to this. From a certified and licensed hairstylist in Alberta of 8 years. Really aging myself there. Wow. Step 1, shave your head. Thanks so much for watching today's video. No, I'm totally kidding. No, but I'm not kidding. I actually did shave my head like 6 years ago. And then I cut a mullet. And then I cut a shag. My hair would be a lot longer than it is now if I just put the scissors down. So thankfully I am, and I'm now starting my hair journey. So we're in this together. So I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to get your hair thick and luxurious and luscious if you don't want to shave it, because that's a big commitment. All right, let's get started. My biggest tip to those who don't want to shave their head or go completely bald would more than likely be to get a trim. Trims are the most vital thing that you can do to your hair if you want it to be healthy. I mean, realistically, who wants long hair that looks like this when you can have long hair that looks like this? Which would you prefer? Now, if you have hair that was as damaged as mine was in that photo, you will more than likely have to take off a lot of length. If you want length and you want thick, luscious, beautiful hair, you're going to have to lose some of it first, especially if your ends haven't been upkept and you haven't gotten trims when you should. In that photo that I showed you guys, this one right here, I'll reinsert it for you. I probably would have had to have gotten a pixie. All of that blonde would have had to have come off, and I would have had to have gotten a pixie. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I want. Picture your hair like this, okay? I'm going to show you a demonstration with my fingers. Real fun. This is your hair strand, okay? This is a single little, one itty bitty little hair strand, okay? When your hair splits, it does this. That's your hair strand. It's going to progressively get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. Inevitably, your hair doesn't look as long or as thick or as luscious as you more than likely would want for it to. So that's why trims are the most beneficial thing that you can do if you want long, luxurious, thick, beautiful hair. If you don't maintain those trims, those splits are just going to keep rising up your hair shaft to the point where your split end starts here. And you have all this length that's split. It looks fine. It looks damaged. It looks brittle. I'm going to give you a couple steps and tips and tricks for you to get long, luxurious, beautiful, luscious, amazing, fantastic hair. My first step for you would be to get a trim. You don't need to get a trim every 2 months, every 3 months. You don't every hair appointment that you have, if you're someone who goes every 6 to 8 weeks, you don't need to get a trim every single time, especially if you're looking to grow your hair. If you're looking to maintain the length, okay, then sure. But if you're looking to grow your hair out, you don't need to be getting a trim all that often, to be so realistic. You need to get a trim every 6 to 9 months. Hair doesn't split all that often. It doesn't start splitting super fast. So you don't need to worry about that. Plus, hair only grows half an inch to an inch a month depending upon your genetics. So in that 6-month time frame, when you're cutting off half an inch to an inch of hair, you've grown 3 inches. That really doesn't impede upon your continued hair growth. Step 2, get a good hair care routine. This one's very important. If you're someone who has a skincare routine at home, why don't you have one for your hair? Your hair and your scalp are just as important as the skin on your face, so you should probably get a routine that helps to maintain the integrity of your hair, kind of like you want to maintain the integrity of your collagen. Oh, and always double shampoo. If you're someone who doesn't double shampoo, do it. The first shampoo gets rid of any gunk, grime, buildup, blah, blah. The second shampoo actually goes in and cleanses your scalp properly. So double shampooing is pretty integral to your hair health. I'll go into a little bit more detail about hair care and the specific steps for specific hair types in a bunch of different videos, so make sure to stay tuned for those and keep an eye out for them. Step 3, the quality of your brush actually matters a lot. If you use a really, really bad quality brush, think of your hair like noodles, okay? That brush is going to damage those noodles whether the noodles are dry or wet, whether your hair is dry or wet. If you have a really bad quality brush, you're actually destroying the integrity of your hair. You're breaking the cuticle, you're breaking the shaft. If you have something that takes proper care and is actually a gentle brush, that's really beneficial. I'd recommend brushes like wet brushes or brushes that are specified with soft bristles. Those are the ones that you want to go for. Step 4, please try your best to not go to bed with your head wet. Don't sleep with wet hair. Don't do it. You are rubbing and rubbing and rubbing your soaking wet hair on that pillow. You are causing so much damage and so much breakage. Take wet noodles, okay? Take those, take them in your hand like this, put them on your pillow, and just whatever happens to those noodles is happening to your hair every night that you go to bed with it wet. Step 5, refrain from doing high, really tight ponytails every single day. I don't know if you guys have ever felt when you take the ponytail out, it's like the sense of relief that you get on your scalp. It's because there's so much tension. It causes headaches, and it causes a solid line in your hair to form that causes breakage right at the point at which the ponytail is tied. So wherever you have that ponytail tied super tight, like you will notice creasing and you will notice breakage wherever you had it tied. I'll show you some pictures. I'll kind of insert some here, but do you guys kind of see what I mean about how her hair looks like you see that line of where the ponytail was? That's going to be breakage. All that's going to break off. That's not ideal. That's not what we want. So refrain from tight ponytails. And if you can't refrain from tight ponytails, or you still really want to do tight ponytails, use an elastic that doesn't damage your hair. Step 6, this one can be optional for those who want to do it. You don't have to, not every night, but I would recommend sleeping with a silk bonnet. And trust me when I say this will change the game when you wake up in the morning. You will wake up in the morning, you won't even need to brush your hair. Sometimes when I wake up after wearing a silk bonnet, I do not need to brush my hair. I'm like, wow, I feel pretty good. That's crazy. It's because of my silk bonnet. Step 7, try to refrain from overwashing your hair. Don't wash it too much, because if you do, you're stripping the hair of its natural oils, and hair needs moisture. Hair needs something to keep it moist and to keep it from getting damaged and breaking and dry and brittle. And if you're from Alberta like I am, it's dry here. So any kind of moisture that your hair needs, it will seek out. So if you're the type of person who washes your hair every day and you go, well, I can't not because my hair gets so greasy. It's begging for moisture. That's why it gets so greasy. It is literally trying so hard to hunt for every last ounce of moisture it can find. So it's creating it and producing it in your scalp, and then hoping that that helps to moisturize everything else from scalp to ends. Don't wash your hair just once a week. Don't do that, because that's also just as bad as washing your hair daily, because then you get a bunch of gunk and grime and buildup throughout the entirety of the week that ends up clogging your cuticles. So that's also not ideal. So don't do that. Wash 2 to 3 times a week. That's kind of the best. And once again, going back, double shampoo. Always double shampoo. Find a good in between for you and yourself, but just remind yourself that if you're noticing your hair is getting super greasy super fast as a everyday washer, a daily washer, it's because your hair needs some kind of moisture. Step 8, use your heat protectant. Hey, I'm looking at you. Do you use heat protectant? Because if you don't, please use it. Because heat protectant is something that you need. No, you need it. No, I don't care. You need it. And here are different tips and tricks real quick that I'll give you about certain types of heat protectant. If you are someone who does heat protectant before you straighten or curl your hair, beautiful, perfect, amazing. If you're the type to use a liquid heat protectant, whether that be an oil or whether that be a liquid spray, stop immediately. Oils and liquid sprays are meant to be heat protectants for the blow dryer, not for your heat tools. You need an aerosol dry spray for your heat protectant if you are going to use it prior to using heat tools. I will die on this hill. Use aerosol heat protectants before you use your heat tools, and use liquid ones before you use your blow dryer. Blow dryer heat and hot tool heat is very different. If you use a liquid heat protectant before you use your hot tools, you are melting that heat protectant to your hair because it's literally a liquid. Unless you sit there and wait for that liquid heat protectant to fully dry on your head, which some people don't have time for that, just get an aerosol. Get an aerosol heat protectant before you use your hot tools, and get a liquid heat protectant before you use your blow dryer. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, and I really hope that you guys took those tips and tricks that I gave and put them to good use. And then in the next couple videos, I will drop different types of products that you guys could use that will be beneficial towards your hair journey and hair goals.